Hey guys, I see a few guys already showed up. I'm running a little bit late today. I got tied up at work for a minute. Hope you guys can hear me all right. Hey Mark Hodgen, let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Hi Cecilia, hi Katrina. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me know in the chat. I had to make some last minute changes, so I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. All right, right on, Katrina. Roll Tide, Katrina. I'm glad you came. Hey, Phil. It's good to see you guys. I've been out for a little bit. For I guess what 2 or 3 weeks I hadn't done a live stream. And actually I have just a couple things I need to pick up in the shop just to get things squared away. I've got to rearrange the plug-in and some other things, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. You guys catch up and say hi to each other, and we'll let whoever's going to come and show up join you guys in the chat. But right now I've got to sharpen a piece of tungsten, and I kind of forgot about that, and you'll see that's pretty important later on. Mrs. will be out here shortly. She's doing her hair or something, but she'll be out here in a minute. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
You made it.
I'm here.
I told him I had just a thing or two to take care of. But
You're not live?
yeah, we're live now.
Oh, cool.
So,
I kind of thought this is where all the beautiful people were hanging out. Hey, everybody, let me get set up. I'm running just a few minutes late, but hey, better late than never. Captain, here's your little beer bag where you want it.
I'll take it over there.
All right. Okay. Are you running a little bit late too, Captain?
I am.
Well, we're both just kind of
How's everybody been doing?
running late.
Hope you guys been doing good. I haven't seen you in a little while. Well, I guess I have. I've seen you on the other show. Roll Tide, Lemmy. Roll Tide.
All right, let's see now. Who we got here? Oh, I'm missing a lot of people.
We got Phil, the Lamb, Katrina,
Oh my gosh.
Carl H, Cordial. I've got my boxers. All right, that's good to know, Cordial. I got mine on too, but I got my shorts on over them. So, hey, Swanjan.
All right.
Alexa.
I don't know if you have figured out somebody. It's not Coroidal. Hello, Coroidal. Paul, I see you. Somebody else has changed their name also. Have you figured it out yet, Captain? I'm not telling you till you figure it out.
I see Cordial Paul. Who else?
Carl, hello, honey. Rita H. Phil. Going down the list. I'm catching up, y'all. Mark Hodgen, hey, sugar. Trina Dennison in the house. Roll Tide, sister. Cecilia, oh, I'm so glad you're here today. I'm going to give you a special shout in a minute because I'm wearing something very special that you will already know probably. Yeah, look at Coroidal up here. He's calling us Ma and Paul. He is so cute. Yeah. All right, catching up. Lammy, Roll Tide, sugar. Good to see you.
I hope you guys been doing good. And oh, by the way, Lamb, the thing you did on Jimmy Riddle's show, that was cool. That was the intro.
Yeah,
and
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yes, it was. Sticksta, hey baby, Swanton77's here. I'm glad to see him. Hello to Jovi, Pam Cone, Steve. Hey Steve, you better watch out. Alexis will get you if you're talking trash.
Steve, no.
Steve ain't talking no trash, is he? Not Steve. Batman, hello sweetheart.
Hey, Batman.
It's wonderful to see you.
Hope everybody's had a good day today.
Okay, I think I'm caught up, Captain. Get after it.
My day wasn't too bad. I'm in what's called my A part at work, which every year pilots have to go through a a check ride, and we had to sit down with an instructor pilot and talk about all kind of crap, and there's all kind of safety courses we have to do, and I've been on the computer for 2 days doing that at work, so it's been pretty lax. I did do, thanks Phil, I do too. You know, you're the first one that's ever pointed that out. Nobody has ever caught that. You're the first one in probably 5 streams that's ever caught that.
Oh, yeah.
A friend of mine at work got me that. Who was it, Tom, I guess?
I can't remember who got you that, but
I can't remember.
When you liked it so much, I bought you a second one.
You bought them.
No, I think somebody bought you the first one, and I liked it so much I bought the second one for you because I knew you'd wear it out.
I couldn't remember if you got them or somebody got them.
I think somebody did the first one.
But anyway, yeah, you're the first person to call that out. And if you guys don't know what he's talking about, look closely at my shirt.
ADHD, Highway to Distraction.
Right, I tend to get distracted.
Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel.
What was I talking about?
I don't know, but I want to say one thing real quick because
Okay.
you probably missed this. Lammy is talking about, I don't know if he's kidding or not, but he really should be serious. He's trying to get one of those big late night voice cover deals.
Yeah,
now,
you need
of
to.
all the voices, Lammy's would be perfect for that.
Yeah, Lamb, your voice on that intro for Jimmy was phenomenal. I loved it. It was fantastic. And I know me and you talked one time about you would consider getting into radio production or whatever whatever it's really called. But I think you would do fantastic at it. You've got the voice, that's for sure.
Corroidal Paul, you're grounded. He's already being nasty. So he's talking to Lammy.
Anyway, what I was saying, I'm in what's called my A part, and I finished all that up today. I did go on a flight yesterday. Some of you guys may have seen some of the pictures that I posted. It was kind of a gloomy day, a little bit cloudy, but nevertheless, we went out for a little bit. Actually, I had to go get one that broke down, but
The clouds were cool though, Captain, because it was like
Yeah.
multi-level clouds. That's why I like the picture so much.
yeah. I'm just deburring some pieces that we're going to be working with. I'm just kind of hanging out right now. I'm not really ready to jump right into this. What I'm doing tonight is nothing special. I just kind of wanted to show you guys this new machine that I got. I do have some other projects that if I have time, I'll start cutting the material out and I'll show you guys what those are, but we'll see how things go. Mainly, I just want to play with my machine and play with the settings and see how it works. I thought y'all might think that was interesting.
Hello, Susie Snedhead, I think. Snedhead, I think.
Oh, I see Darby's here. Hey,
Hello.
sis.
Hello there, Susie. Do you see about Darby's name is what you need to be paying attention
I
to.
missed it. I just saw Darby.
Okay. She is now Darby Paul 2418.
Now look here, y'all. I can't be adopting everybody.
She's our local sister.
I'm on a
She
limit,
lives right
but-
down the road.
That's right. All right. So what I've been doing while we were just sitting here talking is, will you hand me a clean towel over there, please?
Sure. Hang on.
What I've been doing while we've been talking is I've got these little pieces right here. These are little aluminum pieces that I've cut off of a larger piece. They're about 2 inches by 1.5 inches, and that's what I'm going to be welding on tonight. I really don't have a project, and I'm still kind of getting back in the swing of doing TIG welding. I hadn't done it in over 20 years. So I have played with the machine a little bit, just based off of memory of the settings and all of that. It'll be interesting to see how it goes, because what I'm doing tonight, I kind of venturing out a little bit to try some other stuff out. But anyway, that's the plan, but we all know how plans go. So I guess everybody's kind of settled in. Is Susie Snedhead new?
Yeah, that's what I was just
Oh,
saying a
okay.
minute ago.
Well, welcome aboard, Susie.
Yes. That's what I was trying to
I'm in a
trying to
constant state of squirrel, so sometimes I miss everything that gets said to me.
Yes, we're back tigging.
I will tell you guys, today at work I was piddling around and I just ran across a couple things that I'm going to build in the future. It's not very difficult at all. They're actually small projects, but one of them's a toy and one of them's something that I've been meaning to build anyway. But I don't know if you can see that. That's a little bitty finger top made out of brass, and that's just a rough drawing of it. And then below that is a Machinist Jack. And what I use that for is it's just a little support on each side of my vise on my mill, so when I work on a long piece, I run the jacks up to the bottom and then clamp it, and it holds it nice and flat for me.
Okay, Lammy has a question that I actually thought he was being funny, and now I realize he's serious. Up here he says, I was wondering how much simulation training that Captain has to do.
We don't really have simulator requirements, but we have to be proficient in all of our instrument flights. And between the maintenance test flights and the recoveries and everything we do on a daily basis, it's really hard to plan an instrument flight with an instructor pilot. So we primarily go to the simulator and do all of our instrument flights in the simulator. It's a full motion, fully coupled simulator. It's you forget you're actually in a simulator while you're flying it. So it works out pretty good. And I don't know how you guys are on your federal, I don't even know what you guys call it. We call it FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, and the simulators we have are authorized for certified instrument training. So I would say in a year's time I probably get 50 hours of actual simulator time, and we're not allowed to fly instruments, which is dumb as shit. Why do you train us on instruments and require us to do it, and we're not allowed to go do it? But anyway, I hope that answers your question, Lenny.
Batman is asking, I think he might be talking about this, but he says, is that a new generator? So you might want to...
No, Batman, that is what we're going to be playing with today. With that, I'll go ahead and get started showing it to you guys and how it works. And I really love the machine. I really do. Some of you guys know that most of my welders are all Lincoln. This particular machine is not a Lincoln. The machine comparable to this in Lincoln would be well over $3,000. And I didn't want to invest that much money into a machine that I haven't used in 20 years. And this thing's got great reviews on it online. A buddy of mine has one. You know, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give that a go. It's about half the price. So that's what I decided. And the missus, one day we were out and about. I'd been talking about it for a while, and we were in town, and she's like, hey, in the store right over here where that welder's at? And I said, well, yeah. She goes, let's go look at it. And next thing you know, she's walking out with it. So I was pretty happy about that. So thumbs up, Mrs. That was awesome.
Okay. Yay.
So I'll go ahead and turn the machine to where you guys can see it a little better. I may have to zoom in. Let me move my chair. So just like any other welder, I'm going to move you guys forward a little bit because I don't like the zoom feature.
Steve is cracking me up.
This where you can see it.
He wants you to put a word in at the Air Force because he wants, I guess I can say it out loud, he wants Pelosi pushed off the jet.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm going to reserve my right to be silent on that one.
Yeah, I know, right?
Anything I say will incriminate me.
Yeah, ain't it the truth?
So,
and Batman wants you to know that he uses a flight simulation program in virtual reality.
Oh, that's... you know, we
but
actually
he wants to try
too.
the one that you get to use.
We actually, our students, when they come through, brand new flight students, they actually start out in virtual simulators. And they say it's working pretty good. I don't know, I haven't done it, I'd like to do it, but they seem to love it. Anyway, this machine, this is the Vulcan Pro TIG 205. It is the latest and greatest by this company. It is a Chinese knockoff of a Lincoln. It uses argon, straight argon, and the machine is called a TIG, T-I-G. So TIG stands for tungsten inert gas. So I'll start from the inert gas side of it, and what I use is compressed argon. Okay, you can see it's 100% compressed argon, and what that does, this is the TIG torch right here. So this little piece of tungsten right here goes into the torch like this and sticks out a little bit. You guys can see that. And what that gas does, it creates a shield around the arc. This is an electrical arc. So the gas creates a shield and a barrier to prevent any impurities and all that going into the weld. So that's why it's called a TIG. So the T part stands for tungsten, and that's what this little rod is. I had to go over there and sharpen a while ago, right before we started talking. I'm going to try something tonight that I haven't I've never done before. This is a 5/32 piece of tungsten. Okay, it's a green tip. This piece is a 1/16 of an inch. I've never used a 1/16 of an inch, so you guys are gonna experience that firsthand with me. I think what I'll do is I'll start out, my torch is already set up for 5/32. I'll go ahead and put the tungsten in that, and I'll make a couple of play welds with it and see what it does. And I'll try to talk about the temperatures and settings and how this thing works as I go. But as always, you guys keep shooting the shit and making wise ass cracks, Lammy. And I'll try to keep up, but I kind of get focused.
I'll help you. I'll give you breaks and then I'll help you. You have to give me breaks so I can, if there's questions and stuff, I can help you, okay?
So, one thing I like about this machine, or this purchase, is it came with this little gauge. And if you're not familiar with metal thicknesses, what you can do is you can take a piece of metal and find which slot it fits in. Okay, so that's 125 thousandths right there. This is, so that's 1/8 of an inch. Well, that's important because that measurement is how you set up all your temperatures. And there's a chart on the top of it that tells you how to set up, like your amperage is the first one. The second one is your pre-flow. And what that means is when you pull the trigger or push on the pedal, it forces argon out before it arcs. That way you've got a clean arc and no impurities. Okay? Then this is your AC frequency. The frequency means how fast does the electrical current flow. Picture us, you get down around 30 and it'll be like ink, ink, ink. As you move up, it gets faster and faster. And I'll try to remember to demonstrate that so you can hear it. 70 is on the low side. So 70 and 30 are very common. And then my post flow, once I let off the trigger, the gas still comes out, keeping anything from contaminating the tungsten. And I'm actually going to contaminate the tungsten intentionally and show you guys what happens after you contaminate it and don't go clean the tungsten off. Then there's another feature, it's called pulse. Right now I've got it off, but we will turn it on. I want you guys to see that. That's cool. I love pulse. It's awesome. And what that does, you set a minimum amperage and an upper amperage, and it starts out on the lower and it jumps to the higher and back and forth. And you'll kind of see how that works. What am I missing?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, and that pretty much covers that. This button over here, it controls whether I do DC TIG for stainless, metal, or iron, if you will, ferrous metals. That's a DC stick where I can use a stick welder. I think I showed you guys that whenever Scott was here and we did the welding video. And then we go to AC TIG, which it requires AC voltage so that the arc jumps between the two pieces of aluminum. And just like any other welding machine, it has a ground. However, contrary to popular belief, on a TIG welder, the ground, people think of a ground as negative. It's not negative. It actually plugs into the positive terminal. The torch plugs into the negative terminal. So it's AC negative on the system. So that's how that works. And this is how I control the amperage. And I think today I'm going to start out on 100 amps. I'm going to leave the other settings where they're at because I was playing with it the other day and it worked pretty good. The amperage is probably about the only thing I'll play with, other than trying to remember to demonstrate the pulse. So let me scoot this back over.
And I'll tell you real quick while you're getting in position for that. Taz wanted to let you know that he's still here.
That's awesome. Hey,
I think
Taz,
he actually signed in first.
I saw him sign in
But
first.
then it went away, and it's done that before. So I just wanted to let you recognize him because I think he was actually here way before anybody else.
He was.
His sign-in went away when we started live.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that. I noticed that on Mark's channel the other day. I was on Mark's channel, just happened to be first. Signed in, hey Mark, how's it going? Blah blah blah. And then whenever he came live, it went away. So I'm not real sure what that's all about. One other thing that I've done since I've seen you guys, I've got a big steel plate that I'm working on now instead of the just a wooden table and that little piece of metal that I had. Now I've got a great big steel plate, so the whole plate's grounded, and that helps out a lot.
That was a good idea.
Yeah.
Stig is saying that you could be a teacher because you're so good at this.
I don't know about that. I'd get kicked out for flirting with all the students.
Yeah, you probably would.
So, one last thing I'll tell you about. There's a lot of different selections for this part, okay? This is called a cup. This is a number 5 cup, to be specific, if anybody's wondering. And what that does, that simply, the bigger the cup, the more argon's going to go out. I'm not going to get into that today because people find a cup that you like and stick with it. I'm going to leave it at that. A lot of guys like the 8s. I like the 5s. Sometimes I go down to a 3. But anyway, this will be the collet that I have to change over here in a minute. That's inside the torch. Not that one. That one. And inside the torch, this little collet tightens up on it so it holds it in place. We're going to try this 1/16 of an inch one here after a while. Like I said, I haven't used it, so I'm anxious to see how it works. Let me put all this together and I'll set it to the side so I don't forget. Alright, I'm not going to need any more tungsten. But yeah, this machine's a really cool machine. It allows me to weld pretty much anything. Aluminum, stainless, normal steel if I want to. I love it. It's awesome. Mrs. did good on this one.
Well, I didn't pick it out. I just said let's go get it at the store. You had to figure that part out now. I didn't know about it.
You're right, Corey. I caught that. Cup size is extremely important.
Well, you missed Lammy talking about, I'm sorry, about the measurement. Was it like a 1/18 slot or something along that line?
16 slot.
Or I don't know. Yeah, that's it. Lammy had a field day with that one.
Oh, I imagine.
Carl's laughing in the distance like he's so innocent now.
Yeah.
We know Carl's not innocent.
I think what I'm going to do, I'm just sitting there tossing it. I think I'm going to do a top weld just to, I'm going to do a, what am I going to do? I'm just going to do a joint with a sandwich weld like that without using any filler rod. I want to get a feel for the machine, and then we'll go from there. And I'm sure we'll end up with all kind of funky welded shit together. We'll see.
Phil? Yeah, he ain't innocent either. Phil says wait till he explains penetration.
Yeah. Right. And I got these aluminum blocks. All these are is to rest my hands on when I'm welding. That's all these blocks are for. And I got a variety of sizes that I use. It depends on what I'm welding, like that. I don't like that. Too small. Yeah, that'll work.
Batman, you are so right there, sugar. Batman says this stream is an education in lots of ways.
That's for sure. Just hang out with us. You might learn something. It may not be something you talk to your grandma about, but
No kidding.
you'll definitely learn something.
I see Steve's laughing too.
All right, guys. We'll try to position this camera.
Can I help you do anything?
Scared the shit out of me. No, I'm going to try to position this camera. I don't know if the arc is going to be too much for the camera.
You'll have to they'll have to give you some
The
feedback.
camera may dim itself. I don't know. We're just going to have to see what happens. So, let me put my welding glasses on. Y'all know I'm blind. Can't see shit. There's my helmet.
Yes, Lammy, I'm up on that. Lammy says that the camera's going to be fine. He just reminded me not to look. Yes, I know. Thank you, Lammy.
All right, baby. Stare directly at the weld.
Hush,
Here we go.
hush. I'm
All
gonna
right, let's
smack
see what
you.
this is going to do. Let's see what this bitch will do.
Get it, Captain.
Alright, can you guys hear that? That's post flow. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but that's the post flow. And what that means is the gas continues to go out after I've welded, and that prevents the tungsten from getting contaminated by anything popping off of the aluminum. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring anything. I need to find something for a quench tank. That's hot as hell.
What? Like you need another towel, or what do you say?
Hang on, guys. Give me just a second.
Okay.
I told you I was running behind.
I know. We were both kind of running behind today. It's been busy lately. Oh, is that going to work for you?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oh, Lammy, that's cool. Thank you. I just saw what you said there. Thank you. That'll be interesting to rewatch. Cecilia liked it too. Well, that's cool. You know what? It'll be interesting for me to watch because I can't see it. I have to not look. So, Lammy's recording your sound and all of you doing that, and he's gonna post it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I told him, I said, that'll be cool because I can't see it. I can't look.
Well, I'm damn sure not going to touch this sumbitch, so what I did, I went and got a bucket of water. So you can see that's hot. It gets hot quick. And if I wasn't videoing this, I wouldn't have done that because the part being hot actually makes it easier to weld. But I want to hold the part and kind of show you guys, you know, what I'm ultimately attempting here. I'll have to keep this dried off or I'll get the shit kicked out of me.
Corroidal Paul says, didn't sweat the light, but I've now gone deaf.
Alright, so can you guys see that weld? Not very good.
It may not pick it up so good.
Well, I think the light. There we go. I can see. Yeah, it's aluminum is very shiny after it's welded. So you guys can kind of see what's going on.
I think they can kind of make it out.
That's welding aluminum without using the filler rod. And if you notice, it's really, really clean. Okay, there's no black on it, no oxide, no nothing on it. Well, what sandwich weld? Thank you, Swanjan. That's what I was trying to think of while ago. I could not think of it. Thank you. But anyway, like I said earlier, here in a little bit, if I can remember, and y'all may have to remind me, I will intentionally do what we call an aluminum bath. And what that means is I'll dip the electrode in the aluminum and continue to weld, and that way you guys can see what it looks like to get a contaminated weld. But anyway, I kind of like that one. I think I'll roll it over on this side and do a weld with a filler rod and see what it'll do. At some point, I want to change over. Don't let me forget, I want to make a weld with that. So keep an eye on time.
Okay.
Because I want to change over to that and try that out. I've never welded with anything that light before.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
I'm thinking I may smoke the workpiece.
Well, if something starts blowing up, I can go ahead and tell you Trina's going to be real excited.
I know. So these rods are like 36 inches long, okay? And I've got too much crap around me to use that. So what I do is I cut them in half. It makes it a little easier to handle. And usually I get down to short pieces, like this piece right here. It's actually just about too short to weld with because your hand's too close to it. Believe it or not, I just simply take these and weld them together and keep adding the short pieces. That way I extend the life of my my supplies there. All right, let's try it again, but I'm gonna use a filler rod this time. What am I missing?
I'm going back and forth with some of these crazy fools. You know how we all get when we get together.
Yeah. Yeah, you can still see that.
Hey, Bill.
This is one thing I found with this machine. It's not as ground friendly as I would like. but it works. Oh shit, there it went. Okay.
Okay.
That's new.
Something's happening. Can you tell what's going on?
I can't get it to ground.
Uh-oh, maybe it's that clamp.
We're fixing to solve that. God, it's grounded now.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know if that was a problem or not, but if it wasn't grounded, it's damn sure grounded now.
Okay. Well, you got it grounded that time.
I did. And I think what it is, my plate has an oxide finish to it, and I've only ground the middle of it, and for some reason it wasn't grounded. We'll see what happens. Continue on.
Yeah, Phil says that we're all going to have a great tan in the morning. Me for dang sure, right?
You know, believe it or not, with the TIG machine, I've noticed it's not as bad as my MIG welder. I don't know why. It's the same arc. I don't know. It's kind of weird. So this side I did, and I didn't use any filler rod. I just melted the two pieces together, and that picture really sucks ass.
1 second, because I'm not following Bill. Bill, this is a live show, babe. Is that what you mean? I don't know what he's saying right there. This is live. I see what you just said.
Yeah, Bill, we're pretty much live, buddy. Alright guys, you can see that weld right there with the sandwich weld. That was with no filler rod or anything. And it's not very ripply, it's kind of smooth. And even though it kind of looks pretty, that's actually not the preferred method, because the only penetration you're getting is the top layer. Whereas whenever you use a filler rod, you can see there's a lot more texture to the weld. And each one of them little dabs, circle, humps, whatever you want to call them, that is penetration that I have to use the filler rod to come back in and fill in. So far I like the machine a lot. Like I said, I haven't done this in 20 years. I damn sure ain't done it on camera. So anyway, I think what I'll do now, I'm going to run a pass across the top here and set this aside, and I want to do a couple of lap welds and see how that works out. Let's see if it'll ground first. I may have to change the way I do that.
So Trina is saying, so filler is a stronger weld.
Yes, it is.
She's asking. Okay.
It may not look as pretty. Some people like the weld to look like one constant weld, and I'll try to remember and demonstrate that here in a minute. But when you do that, what you're doing, whenever I use a filler rod, I'm actually melting down into the aluminum and filling that hole full of material. Whereas whenever I don't use a filler rod, all I'm doing is melting these two together. It's a very weak weld. Even though it looks pretty, it's not very strong.
Okay, yeah, Bill, I see it. It seems like this happens to some other people too. So I guess you'll just have to maybe catch up with us. He started the show, and it didn't take him into live. It made him start from the beginning. And I've seen a couple of people that just said that's happened to them also.
I don't know what to tell you, Bill. I don't know how to fix that, buddy. I'm not that tech savvy. If Mark Dennison was here, he'd know. Lammy will probably
here.
know. Lammy's here.
Lammy said that it happens to him too.
I really don't know. All right, guys, I'm just going to run a bead weld across here. It'll be a lot flatter. And I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to switch over to pulse and show you guys how that works. In the words of my great flat mechanic, here we go.
Here we go.
Oh, offline. Yeah, I'm not digging that word fuck.
Something about that you're not liking?
No, it ain't liking this brown. That is so strange. I've welded with this thing for 2 weeks like this, and for whatever reason, it is not wanting to brown.
Oh, okay, Bill, I understand.
Bill's saying.
We're talking about the straight. Now go ahead, you do what you gotta do.
Real shit.
Lammy wants to know, is the ground sinking through the worktop?
I don't think so. Not real sure what's going on. That's something new. It wasn't doing that on me before. It just started that today.
You may have to play around with it later and see if you can figure it out.
Yeah.
When you were having trouble getting your ground, Stig wants you to know it's going south.
Yeah, it did. I don't know what's going on. This plate, like I said, this plate's got a coating on it, and I thought I had it ground out good enough. Apparently not. But anyway, you guys can see that. That's just a top weld across the top. I wanted to see how that would work. And see how much better it welded towards the end where it got hot. Worked out a lot better. But right now, I'm going to flip this over, and I want to weld on it with a pulse, just to show you guys what a pulse looks like.
Is this what you asked me to remind you about, or
Yeah, I'll
is this
do that
something
here in
different?
just a minute.
Okay, okay. I didn't want to forget what you told me to remember. And apparently I've forgotten already.
Alright, let's set it up on pulse. Let's see how that goes. Let me get my right glasses on, hang on. Alright, that's welding on pulse. Well, I don't like the way it starts. It starts out kind of cold. So I probably should have stayed there a little bit longer, but I'll go with that for right now. Actually, I'm gonna do that one more time. I'm gonna do it again.
Okay.
Just to see something.
Okay.
One more time on pulse. I think it may be because my amperage is set so low. All right, mo better.
Okay. Batman wants to know, when would you use pulse? Like the application, when would you choose to do it that way?
Anytime I'm welding any kind of real thin sheet metal or something like that, I want the pulse because I can control it so much better. You can see in that weld, that second weld that I did, it's way more consistent than that first weld, aside from my shaky hand. But you can look at the difference between this weld. Look how narrow it is whenever I started, and as the heat built up, the weld got better and better. Whereas this weld, I pretty much held my foot all the way down on the controller and just kept feeding rod to it. And you can see the little swirls where the rod built up every time it pulsed. Every time it pulses, it melts this rod into these little puddles. And what it does, that's sinking into the aluminum, but the filler rod comes back and fills the hole in, and that's what makes them little puddles. I missed something Lammy just said. Something about
the pulse is around, like which thing?
So on this machine, yes, it's right at 2 hertz, but the way mine's set up, it's not necessarily 50% lower current. I can actually change that. And right now I'm at 30 on the low side, I'm at 100 on the high side. So I'm a little bit more than half on the high side, Lamb.
Did you see what Phil said?
I did not.
Okay, can I read it to you? He says, I think the pulse thing is to stop the heat in the parent metal getting too hot. If you do a long weld on aluminum, it can get too fast.
It can. That's exactly right. When you do a pulse, you pretty much hold your foot wide open and you're getting a full whatever amperage you got dialed into the machine. So I'm set at 100 amps right now. So every time it pulses, it's 100 amps into the aluminum. Well, whenever the pulse releases, that aluminum cools almost instantly, and then it goes back to 100 amps for the next spot. So it prevents the entire workpiece from just burning through at the very end, and it would. If you didn't have the low side of pulse set, it would. It just burned through.
I actually have a safety question for myself. I don't think this matters, but I want to tell you anyway. I've been doing like this. Can you look at me real quick, Captain? I've been doing like this, but I do get a reflection off of my.
That ain't gonna hurt you.
It won't matter off the phone. Okay, no. I'm just making sure I'm doing right for me over here. All right, truck on, baby.
And again, I don't know why I'm not getting a good ground on this table today. That is so strange. But anyway. Alright.
Lammy wants you to know that he put the graphs in Discord. Interesting stuff. I think Lammy's doing some recording and stuff of you, and you're going to get to see it later. Now, won't that be interesting for both of us?
That will be.
I appreciate Lammy doing that. That's going to be really neat.
Alright. I'm just doing a lap joint this time. If I can get the damn ground to work. I may have to set it up on that block like I did a while ago. We'll see. Hang on, let me take it off hold. Damn it, I just turned it off. Alright, the machine is very sensitive between off and on. So.
Really?
Yeah. Alright. Well it. tacked good that time.
Did it?
Yeah.
Good.
All right, now that I got it tacked, I'll go ahead and weld across it.
Okay.
These are gonna be my last 2 welds with this. I'm gonna switch over to that 1/16 of an inch.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if anybody remembers what I said earlier. Alrighty, did anybody have their hearing ears on? If you did, you probably noticed the sound of the machine is also pulsing. Okay, let me know if you guys heard that. No, Lammy, I didn't have
Did
a
you
problem
see
feeling
that?
that. I see that.
Hey, by the way, on a serious note, before you go back to your question, he asked way up here, so I have to ask
Okay.
you. Pam Cone Steve wants to know, and I don't know if you've bought a whole lot of aluminum lately, so you might not know, but he's wanting to know about the current price of aluminum now.
Through the freaking roof.
Well, I know it's bad.
It's doubled what I paid last year. Honestly, it is. And in my fees for some of the stuff that I do, I've had to pass it on to people, and they don't like it, but they understand it. You know, around here, people are pretty cool about that kind of stuff. And it's just aluminum. Aluminum has gone up more than any other metal, including brass. And you guys hear me bitch about brass all the time, how expensive it is. So
Or
yeah.
in their case, I love the way they say it, aluminium. I love that.
Yeah, aluminum.
Batman made a comment.
Okay. Somebody heard that. Was that Pam Cone? Who was that heard what I was talking about? The noise the welder was making. I don't know who.
Go back to
said
your
that.
original question. What was it?
My original question was, could anybody hear anything peculiar about the way the welding sounded? And I'll go ahead and tell you, if you thought it sounded strange, that's because I was not using the pulse function. I was using my foot as the pulse function. So whenever it would go loud, that's whenever I was giving it more amperage. And then once I'd get the pedal going, or the puddle going, I back my foot off, fill the hole, and then give it gas again. So that's me being pulse, not the machine doing pulse. And earlier, I told you guys I was going to intentionally dab the electrode. Is that hot? No. I told you guys I was going to intentionally dab the tungsten into the aluminum so I could show you guys what it would look like. So if you look real close, God damn, light's killing me. All right, that's pretty good there. Look at this weld right here. That's where I started. That was my first weld, okay, after I tacked it, okay? Then I continued on, and when I rounded the corner, I decided to go ahead and touch the electrode. I'm trying to get out of the light, that's what I'm trying to do. I tried to touch the electrode. Let me bend this down a little more. Okay, there we go. I touched the electrode with the aluminum filler rod. As you can see, it distorted the weld horribly, and you can't see it very well. Well, that one little spot, you see a lot of black contamination. That's exactly what happens whenever you contaminate your tungsten. And that's what I wanted to show you guys earlier. That's what I was talking about. So, I think that's the last weld. Well, no, I'm going to do one more. I'm going to weld this side up with that tungsten, because believe it or not, it will clean itself off. And I'm hoping it does that so I can demonstrate how if you continue welding, even though you get a bad spot, if you continue welding, the aluminum will eventually burn off. And I hope that's what happens here so I can show you guys. So let me go ahead and weld that up right quick.
Did you do something funny? I don't know why Lammy's saying how embarrassing.
Oh, I don't know.
I might have missed something because I was typing. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe he was talking about touching the tungsten.
Well, he is laughing at me because when I said aluminium and he came on and said, we decided to pronounce all the letters, and I went, okay, smart ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He knows I'm messing with him.
All right, once again, it's weird. This thing's grounding with these like this, but with it turned the other way, it wouldn't ground. I don't understand.
Are you referring to Phil's comment?
Cheaper if DC only, if you don't do aluminum. Yes, they are. The problem with DC welders only is there's no way to weld. There's no way to weld aluminum. You can't weld aluminum with DC. It has to be AC. And the problem is on DC, out of the electrode will focus on one side or the other. It won't focus on both. You have to have the AC to connect both pieces. So that's why we use AC. But yes, DC welder is way cheaper, but you're limited to ferrous metals only.
This conversation started because Pam Cone Steve said that he was interested in Alexis getting him one of these.
Yeah.
And did I say it right? It was about $1,200 plus tax.
Yeah, go to your local Harbor Freight. Mine was $1,200 for the machine. Now I already had a bottle hooked up to my aluminum spool gun that some of you guys saw whenever me and Scott did the welding demo, and that's the bottle that I'm feeding off. I went to buy a bottle for this machine. It was $365. Last year, whenever I bought this bottle, it was 180 bucks. So I'm going to hold off a little bit and see if Dickhead gets kicked out of office in 24, and maybe the price will go back down and I'll buy me another bottle. But in the meantime, let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
All right, here we go. I'm going to do this last weld with this 316. Or 516. I want to see if it cleans this aluminum. And if you look, you can kind of see the aluminum where I touched it. Not very well. See how it's got a kind of a gray color to it? That's because I intentionally touched that tip so you guys could see how it contaminates the weld. But we'll see what happens. I hope it cleans itself off, but if it don't, again, that's no big deal. You'll just see how ugly it gets if you keep going. I don't think he's going to make it, Lammy. But anyway, we'll see what Potato Head has going on in 2024. Awesome, that did exactly what I wanted it to. That's perfect. I'm not going to cool it off because I'll lose what I want to show you guys. So you remember whenever I told you that when you contaminate the piece, you get all the contaminants in there and it really screws a pretty weld up? That's a perfect example. I started that weld. You see all that black shit? All that black stuff is, let me find the camera. All that black stuff on the tip of that, where's my camera? I'm looking for it. Back up, back up. There we go. That right there. See how it started out ugly and terrible. But then as I continued on, look how the weld cleaned up. And it really cleaned up there at the end. You can see it's just as clean as it can be. Perfect weld. Well, that's my opinion. But anyway. But you guys can see what that looks like. I think, you know, the little, we call them nickels, laying nickels. That's that texture that you see. That's what you want.
From what I understand, because I've been watching all of this, there's actually quite a few people here that know a lot about welding. I've seen.
Yeah, there are, really.
Carl hadn't said much. I know Carl knows.
Yeah.
But I've seen Phil, I've seen Lammy, I've seen Pam Cone Steve. I've seen several people making like clearly educated comments about it. Batman says good enough for government work.
Alright.
Yeah, Trina, the only reason I know is just because I've seen Captain do so many of them that I can tell what the welds he's happy with and the welds that he says, no, I'm doing that again. But yeah, I'm with you. It takes a while to kind of to learn it just by seeing what's good and what's not.
Alright, this last weld with the thick rod that I'm going to do, this is the last weld, and then I'm going to switch over to 16th just to see how it performs comparatively.
Oh, Lammy, that's fantastic. Yes, I can't wait to see what he's posted about this. I'm actually looking forward to it, Lammy. Once again, I thank you for that. Trina, I'm kind of in dunce class too, so it's okay. Don't feel like you're the only one. And Lammy says he has a master's in engineering. I'm not surprised by that. Lammy is a sharp cookie. He knows a lot of stuff. And Stig wants everyone to know that he has a master in drinking beer. No, Stig, correction, baby. You have PhD plus. Just saying. You are a professional.
Alright, I don't remember who it was asked me this question. It might have been Katrina. We were talking about the different welds using filler rod, not using filler rod.
Okay.
This, like I said, I'm wrapping up what I'm doing here, but I want to show you guys what a constant feed filler rod looks like. It's going to look pretty, but it ain't going to be worth a crap. It won't hold nothing. Basically, it's brazing with a TIG welder. So let's see if it'll go. Damn, I got it hot at the end. I burnt through. Okay. But I had to show what I want to talk about. Alright, if you look at that weld, there's not a whole lot of texture to it. It's pretty much a straight line across there. But anyway, that's what you don't want to see. Not with a TIG welder.
Phil said that he used to be a prima donna aluminum tigger.
Oh yeah?
So yeah, apparently he's been around the block a lot on this.
I enjoy it. I like TIG welding. I do. I don't do it often enough. Like I said, this is the first time I've really done anything in almost 20 years. And I've come out here a few times since I got the machine and played with it, but I haven't even built anything with it. So I'm kind of anxious to get a project going. I actually wanted to build a project, but I came out here I guess Monday and Tuesday trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I just couldn't come up with nothing. So I decided just to kind of play with the machine, practice a little bit more, and kind of show you guys what it's all about.
Okay, two things. Number one, Batman says it reminds him of being at the dentist, and then Rita says, "Who is your dentist?" I'm not going there.
Yeah, no kidding.
And Trina has a serious question.
Okay.
But she says, "But you used filler, question mark, I'm confused."
Because
Can you go deeper into that?
yes, what Trina's asking is why did the weld look the way it did even though I used filler? And give me just a second and I'll show you why. I got to put this together. Shit.
And Steve is so excited he's got a Lexus going to get him one right now.
You need one. It's not a one
He
thing.
says he wants to build all kinds of outdoor furniture and he's all pumped up about it.
That's awesome.
Get it, Steve. Get it going. And when you build something, you're a member on Discord, I think. Post it on there and we can all see it and cheer you on.
I've never done this with a 16-inch rod, so we're going to see. This is just new to me. I don't know what's about to happen. I have no idea what to set the settings on, so I'm going to leave the settings where they're at and see what happens. What the hell, right?
Cecilia's not convinced that that man is even going to a dentist if he thinks that this is like a dentist.
Right.
She's wondering where he's been going and what's been going on.
Okay, so that's hilarious. She would know.
Okay, now what you about to do? What's going on?
So Katrina asked me, she didn't understand because I did use filler rod on that.
Okay.
Okay, here's what I did, Katrina. Get the camera where you can see. So, shit.
And I don't know if this has to do with what you're doing, but Lammy is saying pump the amps.
I don't know, man. I'm at 100 amps now. I'm afraid 1/16 of an inch will just burn off. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
It's just
So, whenever I welded this last one, what I did, I basically, in this, where the pieces come together, I basically just laid the rod down and melted the rod into what I was doing. And all that does is builds it up. It doesn't penetrate into the two pieces to hold it together. It would be as if you took a caulking gun in the corner of a piece of trim and just filled the gap. That's all you're doing. You're not getting any kind of penetration for strength whatsoever.
I think Phil just said that in basically a different way. Did you see that?
I wasn't.
He said he's talking to Trina, trying to help her, and he said it's just to add metal so the weld is slightly proud of the surface instead of thinner. It should
Right.
break anywhere but on the weld if you smashed it.
That's exactly right. So, I'm going to do another sandwich. I'm going to start out with a sandwich weld. In all fairness, I'm going to clean it up with a wire brush. I know I hadn't been doing all of them that way, but I'm really interested to see how the 1/16 of an inch rod does. And I'm going to do this exactly the way that I did the other one. I'm going to do the sandwich weld just to see if it welds the same. It may be too hot. I don't know. I may have to switch over, but we're going to try it anyway.
Laney says, really, the rod size is decided by the thickness of the work?
Yeah. When I weld sheet metal, I can't use an 1/8 of an inch rod. That's why I use the 5/32 or 3/32. Hang on a minute. I don't remember what I said. No. Yeah. I use. Well, shit. They put a sticker over the top of it.
Well, of course they do.
3/30. I said I misspoke. I'm sorry, guys. I said 5/32. I meant 3/32. 3/32. It works pretty good for thick sheet metal like this 1/8 inch, but I've never welded anything thinner than that. So that, I don't know. And I don't have any sheet metal right now to try it out. All I have is these pieces. I at least want to see how it handles 1/8 inch and go from there. But I'm kind of curious to know if it's going to handle the heat or whether it's just going to burn the tungsten up. Either way, we're about to find out. All right, 100 amps, no change to the machine, 1/16 of an inch tungsten. Let's see how it does with a sandwich weld. Holy shit. That's a new favorite. Damn, that's the best weld I've made all night.
Woohoo!
Okay, guys, I will tell you, the 1/16 of an inch rod being much smaller, you guys just see for yourself. I'm going to compare these two. Glad I didn't weld that one together.
Laney says that's about perfect. Phil's already decided that he wants the next go
All right.
because he's missing welding.
Check this out. So this was with the 3/32. And once again, the lights are fucking me up. All right, that was with 3/32 right there. And it's kind of a rough looking weld, but it's steady. Check this out. This is with the 1/16 of an inch rod. You kind of back it up a little bit. That seems to... Look how much precise the pattern is.
And Steve says sandwich weld.
Yeah, it's much better. That's a much better weld than the 3/16. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side.
Pancone Steve says that he could be Tony Stark and build himself an Iron Man.
That's
suit.
right. Oh, this would be interesting. This one's got a step on it. You build an Iron Man suit, I want one too.
Yeah, no kidding. That's like your favorite superhero,
Yeah,
isn't it?
he's awesome.
Okay,
Iron Man is the man.
Iron Man is the man.
All right, let's see what we can do with this other side. This side will be interesting because it's got a step down. I'll be interested to see how it handles that.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna cheat just to make it level. Let's see what it does. Come on, Okay, where I started out, it had that little step on it, but as I welded down, the step kind of went away, so it's kind of a curvy weld, but it looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to stick with the 16th inch rod for a little bit. I like that.
You like that better?
I
It
do.
looks good. It looks really good.
Look at the, you can tell.
No, I totally can tell. It's a major difference.
It's unbelievable how much different
The
rod
nipples
size.
are a lot smoother on one
Yeah.
than the other. I know what you mean. Phil says the angle of the torch affects that too big time.
Yes.
If you angle it back, it remits the previous stuff.
It does.
Remelts, I'm sorry, remelts.
Yep, it does. And you want to have the torch about a 15-degree angle, 30 at max. Because if you don't, like Phil's saying, the torch goes forward and it kind of works like a cutting torch. And you don't want that. So you want the torch pretty much straight up and down. I'm going to try a filler rod weld with this thing. See how that works. It does pretty good flat. Honestly, it feels like it's building more heat. Let me run that again. I think it does create more heat with that other rod. And it don't take long. It doesn't take long to look at it either. Cable is all twisted up. Yeah, I like that better. guys. I'm gonna do a lap weld on this.
Okay, 3:45 basically.
This is our last weld.
Okay, I'm just keeping you up all the time.
Yep. All right. Let's see that. Perfect. I had to stop because I hit my part with my stick and knocked it out of the way.
Uh-oh. Okay.
I can tell you, I like the 16th inch rod better, but it's not as easy to control as the 530 or 3/32. For some reason, I don't know. It's weird. That is strange.
What's the big?
Okay, so with the 16th inch rod, look at that, where the arc is jumping from here to here. It's jumping all the way over there. I don't know why it's doing that. That is very strange.
Phil probably knows. I have a feeling that Phil knows a lot about this. And by the way, a second ago, I couldn't interrupt you. He was wanting you apparently to do a butt weld.
Do a butt weld, okay?
But he may have something to say about. Oh, he said if the tip is too thick, the arc will wander.
Well, it can't be too thick. It's way thinner. You know what I can do? Hang on. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me switch ends and see what difference that makes. I did notice that the tip, the ball on the tip on the 16th,
Or too big, he also said.
well, I ground it to a sharp point, but I noticed after welding all that, it was pretty much a round ball. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. We'll see. Let's see what it does.
Hi, Chris R. I see you.
Alright, I was able to clean it up on the end, but something interesting about these tips I just found out. So with the 16th of an inch tip at 100 amps, sharpened to a point, you doing this lap joint, you pretty much immediately lose your tip. I made 2 puddles and then it started arcing back and across again. So it doesn't like these lap welds, I can tell you that right now. It doesn't like them at all.
Phil's talking to you. Can you see that up there? Or do I need to?
No, tell me what he said.
Okay. He says a sharp point works better for DC. For AC, it might work better if the angle of the point is very shallow, more like a house roof angle.
Yes.
Or even flat.
Well, with the flat, now that I've got it flat, it's going to weld a lot better on the butt. But it needs to be sharp to do the lap joints for some reason. Now the 3/32 ain't like that. I don't know what the difference is, but I'm just gonna have to play with this machine. And that was the purpose of this stream. I wanted to see, you know, how this machine reacts. And like I said at the beginning, you guys are seeing something for the first time that, so am I.
Steve says on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the TIG that you're using now, your new one?
Honestly, I would, at this point, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 because I haven't had time to play with all the functions and figure out the little nuances like that. The machine is working flawlessly. I'm the one that has to learn the machine, but I can't possibly judge the machine that I don't know. Everything I've used so far I'm happy with. I'm just learning some of the different components. For example, the tungsten, the 1/16 of an inch, does great for a sandwich weld, but it sucks for a lap joint.
So you're just figuring all that out with
Right.
the new machine?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, there's a butt joint. You guys can see that. Well, you can't see it very well. But that's where I welded the two pieces together. It's not a real pretty weld. Like I said, the 1/16 of an inch wants to wander on me. But it did start burning pretty good once it got pretty warm. And I did find out I've got to keep my filler rod a long way away because that's, whatever reason, that 1/16 of an inch rod likes to jump. And I'm talking it's jumping an 1/8 of an inch off of the gap. Whereas the 3/16 doesn't do that. And I don't really know why. I'm gonna have to research that. But good penetration, it's solid weld. It should hold.
Phil also said gas flow will affect everything too.
It will, and I'm flowing right at 13 psi. I could probably go a little bit higher or lower depending on what I'm welding with, but that part, it seems to be dialed in, and I think I will go back to my 3/32. So the 5/16 is just a little bit too violent and squirrely for me. But
Okay.
anyway,
Are you wrapping that
yeah,
up? Or?
there you have it, guys.
Okay. Batman wanted you to know, I thought this was very witty. He says, "Hey, Captain, great welding class, and you and I have really bonded." Yeah,
Right.
good one, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
But guys, anyway, I didn't really have anything to build today. I kind of wanted to play with my machine anyway. And some of you probably have never seen a machine like that before. So I thought, well, I'll just break that out and we'll talk about it and go from there.
Trina says maybe it's a good thing that she's not allowed a welder.
That's probably it.
Yeah. Trina, Lord, can you imagine what Trina can do with that? Lordy, Lordy.
Yeah, we'd have to do a little train up for that.
Oh, gosh.
All right, I'm gonna step over here. Mrs., you coming around here?
I will, but can you clear a little place over there?
I gotta go over here. I got black shit all over my face from this welder.
Steve thinks that's a damn good price on on that TIG.
I thought it was.
It's not bad. I mean, it's not one of the top of the lines or nothing,
Well,
but
it's $1,200 versus $3,000. Like I said,
Yeah.
I do like my Lincoln stuff, but you know, for the money, you know, it's just better off going that route.
thanks, baby.
I'll talk to Mrs. for a minute.
Oh,
I'll catch
okay,
up
yeah.
with you in a minute. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Okay. I got my phone with me here. Hi, y'all. Now, let me see if I've forgotten anything here. It's hard to keep up with what everybody has said.
Hold the camera back.
Oh, Carl is saying, excellent stream, Captain. Love the new toy.
Awesome. Thanks,
Yeah.
Carl.
Okay. Oh, wait, this doesn't work well. Hold on. Okay.
See it in a mirror. If I got black shit all over me.
No, not too bad. They know you've been welding it. Don't study it. It's all right. Yeah, Trina, it might be epic. Oh, Jimmy Riddle's getting here. Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. Glad you could make
We
it.
love you, Jimmy.
I'm just over here washing my face in the
Let's see.
corner.
You get used to being on fire. Phil is trying to help Trina with if she wants to break out into welding, and he's saying that she would get used to being on fire, setting everybody else on fire. Okay, and Chris R came when you were in the middle of welding, and Chris R came. So, hey, Chris R.
Just there.
Yeah, love this. Interesting. Makes me want to weld. Phil and Steve both. Yeah, I can feel it. Thank you. Yes. Phil and Steve both have the welding bug now, and they both just are really needing to weld something. So they're probably going to have to try to find a machine or somebody that needs welding or something. Let's see, keep Captain away from the bourbon pool. Yeah, for sure, Steve.
Hey guys, no kidding, that little Vulcan, like I said, you guys know all my other machines are Lincoln and name brand machines, and I've collected over the years, but I'm not dissatisfied with that machine at all. The only reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 is because I honestly haven't used all the functions to be able to evaluate it. So let's just say I had 10 functions, I've evaluated 7, that's where I'm at. Maybe later on you ask me that question, I'll have a different answer.
Well, you
But
just
I'm
started,
very,
right?
I've only had the machine a week.
Yeah.
Well, I've had it longer than that. I've only had it up and running for a week. And I've got a long way to go to get back in the groove of things. My hands aren't near as steady as they used to be, and my eyes are definitely not as good as they used to be.
Well, I thought you did fantastic. I mean, I'm not really one to be the judge of it. I get it, but I mean, there was a lot of clapping and everybody appreciating what you were doing. So I don't think you did bad, Captain. Really.
Thank you.
Carl H says, do you need a filter when you film the welding, Miss? Carl, I tell you what, I just either turn my back or I block myself. Is that okay? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Phil, yes. Okay. Yes, I know what Phil's saying. Harbor Freight, yes, for Steve, because he asked about that earlier, yes.
Yes.
They put one on hold for me.
Oh, right
Steve's been on the horn. He's
Hey,
wanting to get that.
If you get it and get it all set up, let us know. Let us know how you're coming along. I would say if you don't have anything, let me do the quick math. So, no, I'm not. Give me a calculator.
Oh, okay. Were you about to try to do some quick math?
So, the machine that I bought, I paid $1,200 for. Plus, you're gonna have to have a welding hood. I don't know, $40 maybe.
What all did we buy when we bought that?
Well, I didn't have to buy everything.
Oh, okay, right. Well, he may already have some stuff too now.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on if you have some stuff already.
Carl, I don't know. That's an interesting question. Hold that thought.
Let's see, you're gonna need
Argon is pricey. Yes, Phil, I'm tracking with you. I'm tracking.
You're looking at around, if you start from scratch, you don't have a bottle, you don't have anything, I'd say you're looking around $1,800 to be set up the way mine is, because you're gonna have to buy a welding rod, you're gonna have to buy a helmet, you're gonna have to buy a bottle, and you have to have 100% argon, period. You cannot weld aluminum with anything less than 100% argon. Actually, you can, but it's gonna look like dog's ass. I'm just being straight up honest with you.
Dog's ass.
Yeah, it's going to look bad. It's going to be ugly. So get 100% argon. The kit comes, and by the way, the welder is either 110 or 220. And it comes with both plugs. It comes with the regulator, flow meter, the ground, the stick welder. I hadn't even unboxed my stick welder.
Look at Phil.
So
he's helping you. Phil knows this business. I can already tell he knows what's going on. I'm on it, Captain, picking all of those things, including argon. Thank you so much. Okay.
All right.
Steve's
Awesome.
Steve's trucking on.
And you got, you know, any of you guys that are interested in that stuff, you all got my email. You can email me anytime. It's raypaul6606@gmail.com. So
Yeah.
shoot me an email.
Yeah.
We can talk about it, or you can direct message me on Discord. Either way.
Darby's loving on you.
I see that.
She's basically saying that you could instruct. I think somebody else said this before. Thank Darby, our sister down the road. Her and I have been besties for. Let's not talk about the years. It makes me feel old. She's younger than I am.
Oh, by the way, speaking of old, you're cranking up on your 48th.
Oh, we're just gonna go there. Is that what we're gonna do?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
My bad. Oh,
No,
that's
actually, I should get to brag right now. I have like this 3-4 day window, don't I?
You do.
That I hadn't been bragging. I, as of right now, am still 48. Captain is 51. Do I qualify as a trophy wife? Don't you have to be like a lot younger to be a trophy wife? I'm going to count it anyway. Let's just count it. So yeah, Friday I go back to 49. Yes, you're my old man.
You're old man.
Friday I go back. I'm a 49, so I have to catch up with being able to say it because I have such
Baby,
a
you look
small
good for
window with
49.
thing. Okay, it could be said in a better way. It could be said in a better way, yes. Yeah, leaving the age part out. I know where Darby's going. I love you, sister.
Yeah, that was like
I'm so
running
glad
out there.
you
I'm sorry.
have time to be here. It's all right.
I
No,
know.
it's all right.
Women don't like to talk their age.
No,
Man, if was a
actually, it
woman
don't
that looked
bother
that
me.
good, I'd be like, hell yeah,
I love you for that. I love you for that. What's he up to over here? Look, Miss Ray Paul, that you gave it, Steve. We don't really hold much back when we're on here. We just be real. I remember being just 51. Okay, Corrodal Paul is talking about he remembers being just 51.
You know,
Happy premature birthday. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate it. Oh, I forgot Carl's question. Carl,
what was Carl's question?
does it damage the camera? See, Carl?
No, it
I'm
does
slipping.
not. Lamb confirmed that. It doesn't damage the camera at all. Scott mentioned getting an IR filter for my camera, and all that would really do was allow you guys to zoom in and see the actual puddle and how the process is done, but it won't make any difference to the camera at all. So,
I thought I was snagging my shirt.
oh, that's kind of rough.
I don't need to lean on that, do I?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Captain. I appreciate that. Okay, let me get back to this. Yes, Carl, thank you for the premature birthday wishes. And Trina, you know you're my sister, but now that right there, I love that statement. She's talking about I'm holding my own here. I'm trying. Batman says I qualify to be trophy wife. Batman, I love the way you think. We're going to go with what you said.
Hey, Steve, I saw your question about military discount. No, they do not. But if you mention military discount, they start dropping the price. I think my welder was on the shelf for $13,900. I can't remember what it was, but I ended up walking out with $1,200 because I'm like, I guess y'all won't do military, and they're like, no, this, that, another, but we just happen to have a coupon.
I was really sweet to the guy that took it off the shelf too. I called him sugar pie and
Yeah.
everything, so that helped.
So Mrs. kind of hooked me up there on that.
Have Alexis go and be sweet to the loading guy. Chris R, thank you. I saw it. I didn't miss. Thank you very much. And I'm assuming you are finally back from the down under. Let us know. He had a very long. There was a family wedding, but he was down there in Australia for a very long time, and I'm sure he had an amazing time. When you're still the best, young buck and crazy as ever, but kicking it. I love Darby. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, baby. You know I love you. My
We got
adoptive
some
parents
stuff
are
for
both
her.
younger than me. Yes, we have a lot.
Yeah.
Me and her have been talking about it. She's going to come by and get some stuff, and she's got some stuff for us also. I'll tell you about it later. We'll talk to her when everybody else isn't here. Corroidal Paul wants to point out the fact that his adoptive parents are both younger than him.
Oh, that's funny. That's like
He's just been adopted because he wants all the beer. He wants me to buy him the Blue Tower like I bought you that one year.
That's like the Ray Stevens song, I'm my own grandpa. That song is
I
hilarious.
haven't heard that in forever, but it is funny. Special miss discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was being really, really sweet to the guy that was helping us. I'm back in UK since last Tuesday. Weather here is much warmer. Wait, weather. He's back in UK. Oh, is it? Oh, it's Australia's winter right now, isn't it? Because it's our summer. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Hey, Mary. Hello. Good to see you. Yeah, Chris, you got me to thinking there for a minute. It took me a second to get there. But anyway, I'm glad you made it back home safe and had a really good time. Okay, one more thing. I think Cecilia is still here, so I have to show off to everybody for 1 second. We have gotten so many wonderful gifts, you guys. I couldn't help but to get a little teary-eyed because of all of the birthday gifts you guys sent. Y'all know you don't have to do it, but we so appreciate it. It's just so lovely. All the things we've gotten lately. This whole last week has been like almost a Christmas at our house, so it's really fun. So I love you guys so much. Sincerely, we really do. And one thing I wanted to show off, and I don't know if you'll be able to see, my pretty little earrings are homemade, custom made. They are one of a kind. Nobody else has any exactly like this because our lovely Cecilia made them for me. One of 2 pairs, actually, all the way from Sweden. Now, how cool is this?
Yep.
I feel very special. I bet nobody in Alabama has any homemade, one of a kind, obviously, earrings from Sweden.
No.
So I'm special. It's cool, Cecilia. Thank you so much. You know I love you. All right, what am I missing? Oh, why did my phone just go gray? Oh, here we go. So happy that you're wearing them. Oh, well, see, the next time I have to wear the other pair. I almost wore one of one and one of the other to show both, and I thought, well, I'm going to look like a weirdo, so I have to do it the next time.
So next week, I got a question. What do y'all want next week? Do you want the top, or do you want the Machinist Jacks? I can do either one. You guys think about it, let me know.
Carl, you've got to be kidding. He says, can you sing us an ABBA number? If I did, I would clear the room in a heartbeat and a half. Well, a few of y'all have seen me do a little bit of singing on when we were having drinks poolside. I can't believe anybody hung around.
And we'll do another poolside probably in the fall. It's just too hot to stay outside.
It's hot as blazes.
And that's why I've kind of held off on doing some of the live streams. Like right now, it's 83 degrees in here. What is it?
Oh, I don't know.
It is.
It's not terrible, but it's not great. Yeah, Rita, thank you. Mark Hodgin, I see you, and I'm glad you're here. Thank you very much.
It is 35 degrees in here.
Oh, it's actually hotter than I expected.
It is, but because I have the air conditioner going, it keeps
Darby.
and the humidity down, so it doesn't feel so hot. But man, whenever we're having, 35 plus 40 degrees outside, it's just too hot out here. But I do plan on, of course I plan every week, but I have to kind of shoot from the hip on whether or not we actually do a live stream. But I'm hoping we do another one next week.
Oh, Steve's all in it too. He says poolside, hell yeah. Captain going swimming. Y'all know it gets a little crazy. Jimmy says that's hot. It's not. I mean, it's not terrible in here.
It's really
but
not.
We're used to it. We're used to it. But bless their hearts, are y'all better? Most of them do not have air conditioning, and they've had temperatures like we've had.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how y'all are handling it. Holy smokes. Oh, Mary, yeah. Oh, she's in Nashville. Yeah, Southern sister here.
She gets
95. Yeah. She gets it as bad up there as we do. Yeah. Welding is better in the winter, and you know what, Phil? I'm with you.
It is.
It's a little hot in here after all the machines and stuff. Cook your meat on the poolside slabs.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cook an egg probably, and that probably really could happen.
Yeah.
Really.
I bet it could.
I mean, being serious.
I'll tell you something I've been wanting to do, Carl. The little charcoal pit that I built. I've been wanting to do an open cook on that. Put some charcoal in it, and I've got a screen over. I've been wanting to do a rack of ribs or something on top of that just to do it. And that may be a pretty cool poolside. Every now and then.
I think everybody might enjoy that. Well, you know what, though? We should really get, I'm being serious when I say this, y'all. We should really get kind of a good start on the meat before you start on the beer and I start on the wine, because it may go total south then. Total south.
Steve had air conditioning installed last week.
What's that?
Pam Cone, Steve had air conditioning hooked in last week. It made a big difference.
Woo! Absolutely. You better believe it. Okay, Trina, I got you. See, that's the thing. I'm glad the temps are down, But, I mean, even when it's, well, they would still call it really hot here, but even when we consider it kind of warm, if the humidity is high,
Yeah, it's rough.
feels like a greenhouse, like literally in a greenhouse. Oh, Mary keeps talking to me about chocolate lasagna. I do not know about this chocolate lasagna, Mary, but you piqued my interest when you said something about it recently. I guess I'm going to have to look that up and see what that's all about. We have not started anything like that just yet, but it does sound interesting. I'll give you credit for that. Yeah, definitely. Rita, 91, Rita, on humidity. Woo, woo, woo. That's hot. Very sticky. Phil saying yes. Okay, Mary says Google it. It's delicious.
Okay, cool. We'll have to look that up.
Okay. Ready to wrap it up?
Yeah.
What you got? What you got?
We're going on an hour and a half.
Stig beer lasagna.
Beer lasagna.
That crazy guy probably would do it. Oh, hello to Jovi. You saw pictures of
I did.
Jovi.
I love Jovi. I hope he's doing good. He's a cute little kitty cat.
Okay. We're going to sign off.
All right, guys.
Thank you guys so much for being here.
Well, I'll say hi to everybody I can remember. If I don't remember your name, I apologize. But Swanson, Katrina, Steve, Pam Cone, Mary Burney, Carl H, Phil, Jimmy Riddle Show,
Did you see
Katrina, Mark Hodgin. I did see Mark Hodgin. Who else did we see? Cecilia, Darby,
Cecilia, Batman.
Batman's.
I think we said Jimmy Riddle.
Riddle,
Lammy.
Rita H. Lammy.
Rita H has been here.
Yep.
She's been here a lot. Yes.
Yep. Mary Burney. Chris R. Cordial.
Chris R. Yep. Batman. I think we said Batman.
Phil.
See, we start repeating
Who am I
ourselves.
forgetting? I hope I'm not forgetting anybody, guys. I really hate that, but the scroll goes up so fast and then it goes away. So I have to
Yeah,
look
on our big screen back
right,
here.
so
That's
I have
true.
to go
it
back to
does.
my iPad and try to catch up.
Yeah. Who did we
and I can only
forget?
go back so far.
Taz was here at some point.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. Really enjoyed this. Has been really interesting. Phil, we're glad that you had
Thanks,
fun.
Phil.
Cecilia, thank you so much. Thank you.
And of course, everybody, we'll see you guys at Mark's on Friday and probably Saturday.
Yeah.
And,
Should we go ahead and should we go ahead and make a bad excuse now about the fact that we're probably not going to feel really well at Mark's on Friday?
Oh yeah.
We should probably talk about that.
That's tomorrow.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's going to suck.
Tomorrow,
I don't mind saying
yeah,
it.
tomorrow we got to go get our teeth cleaned, and it's been a long time, so they got to deaden it and do all that stuff. So
It's not a regular cleaning.
yeah.
They have to go in and literally kind of pull the gum away from each tooth.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Okay.
No, I want to hear what they're going to do. They just need to do it.
It's not going to be
So
fun.
it's going to suck.
It's going to
So,
suck.
but
So
anyway.
we have pain medication, antibiotics, and all
Yeah.
this crap that we have to do. And, okay, all right. And everybody's saying, okay, thanks guys. We love y'all. Thanks everybody for the gifts and the birthday wishes
Yep.
and all of that. Y'all are amazing and we love you. You know it. Mwah.
We'll see
Y'all
you
visit.
guys, on the
we
next
won't,
few
we won't
streams.
drop
Y'all
them
visit
just for a minute.
And,
We got to pick
say
up
goodbye
anyway.
to everybody.
Yeah.
I got to pick some stuff up.
What do you need me? I mean, where can I be of most help to you? What can I?
Just
Gotta
pick
get-
up the bag.
This over here?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I need my glass case because I don't need to get my peepers all scuffed up. Okay. And anything else that you need brought in, babe, that will fit in this little tote bag, you can just fill it up all you want to.
No,
Does this all right here stay out here?
it stays out here.
Okay. I got your little Bama beer bag. You want to move this? You want it right here, don't you? Okay. It stays out of your way if it's right here, doesn't
Yes.
it? Okay. Okay. Did we see Marky D today?
No, I think Mark's working late.
Uh-oh, okay. I didn't know. It is getting a little bit warm in here, isn't it?
You get out from under that air conditioner, it's real warm.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. And Carl, yes, absolutely. As soon as we can eat the goodies, we're going to. I've been nibbling on some goodies here and there. And it's wonderful. I'm getting too many goodies, aren't I?
I don't know if you can have too many good.
I don't know. I've got a lot. It's going to last me a good long while. You want me to kill this air?
No.
No, leave it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to leave it on some or the machines will rust.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to adjust the temp then?
I'm looking for. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Alright, got my AC set. I have to leave the AC running in here at least 80 degrees, which is just, what, 35? That way the machinery doesn't get hot and start rusting on me because of the humidity.
Oh,
But
no,
anyway,
you don't need that.
alright guys, you guys have a good one.
Let's
And we
rock
gotta
and
see
roll.
you next time. Roll Tide!
Love y'all. Roll Tide. I need the laptop or the iPad. Shoot, I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. I need the iPad for the bag.